Hey everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you guys. Welcome to the MCQ series on finance current affairs. So in this particular class, we'll be discussing about the MCQs related to your finance current affairs, okay? So I hope you have watched both the lectures related to finance current affairs, and definitely if you have watched it, you guys will be able to answer the questions as well. So guys, let's start the discussion. Just before starting the discussion, would love to know if my audio and video is clear. Can anyone just quickly confirm in the comment section? Are you guys able to see me properly? Audio, video, everything fine? Very good afternoon to all of you. I hope that the audio and video is completely fine for all of you. Can anybody just quickly confirm? Okay, perfect. So thanks for confirming, guys. Thanks for confirming. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So guys, the very first question for today is, in order to strengthen the market discipline and standardize the conduct among the participants in the foreign exchange market, the central bank has actually adopted a framework. Video blur hai on application. Okay, let me just quickly check. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Then we'll be starting this lecture. Just give me a minute, then we'll be starting today's lecture, okay? Is the video fine now, guys, in the paid class? From those who are to those who are watching on the application, is the video fine now, or still some issue is there? Hey everyone, so I think now it is visible, right? Now the screen is visible to all, right? In the paid class especially. Okay guys, so this is regarding the SRO framework, right? We have discussed regarding the perfect. Thanks for confirming. In case if you still face any issue, please do let me know in the comment section. IT team is also there in the call, so no problem at all. They are definitely checking for any kind of technical issue. Okay, so this question is related to the SRO framework, right? Self-regulatory organization framework, and recently only RBI has recognized an SRO in the forex, for the forex market, for the forex dealers, right? So the name of the SRO is Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India, right? Option B. Option B here is the correct choice. Perfect. The next question for today. To improve efficiency and reduce funding cost, SEBI has released a regulatory proposal for a specific investor category. Which investor category is proposed to be allowed same day fund netting in case of the cash market? So there is a particular category for which SEBI has actually allowed the concept of same day netting. We do have a concept of same day netting. So for which category SEBI has recently proposed? Yes, foreign portfolio investor. Very good guys. Foreign portfolio investor, option C is the correct choice. Definitely the concept of netting is now allowed, but the concept of netting will not apply to which of the following type of transaction behavior. So here we are having the 5 types of transaction behavior. You need to just check out which is the one on which this netting concept will not be applicable. The netting concept will not be applicable if you are dealing in the same security and it is the same settlement cycle also, right? So let's suppose if I am just dealing in Reliance Industry, I am buying a share of Reliance Industry and I am selling the share of Reliance Industry only. In that case, the concept of netting will not be applicable. Very good. Otherwise, the concept of netting will be applicable. Okay, otherwise the concept of netting will be applicable. So option C here is the correct choice, can be important for your examination. No doubt it is a proposal as of now, but soon it will be finalized. Okay, soon it will be finalized also. Next one. Pension reforms increasingly focus on reducing the income uncertainty after retirement while balancing the market-linked realities. So recently, regulator, the pension regulator, which is PFRDA, formed an expert committee to design a framework for what aspect of the national pension scheme. Good afternoon, Vivek. Good afternoon. So recently, PFRDA has actually formed an expert committee for designing a framework related to the assured payments, right? In the NPS, related to the assured payments. Perfect, guys. Perfect. Very good. Next question. Multilateral development finance institutions often support the domestic financial intermediaries to expand inclusive credit delivery. A recent funding arrangement reflects this approach by combining the long-term capital with the sustainability objectives, which NBFC has recently secured 350 million USD from IFC and ADB under such a kind of framework. So looks like you all are very well prepared today. Perfect. Good to know that you have started learning the finance current affairs. That's the best approach to learn finance current affairs, by using the weekly sessions, and don't create any kind of backlog, right? Piramal Finance Limited, option E is the correct choice. Okay, option E is the correct choice. Perfect. Very good. Next one. As artificial intelligence model increasingly rely on the high quality curated data, the content owners are exploring structured monetization models instead of unrestricted access. Which organization has recently entered into paid content access arrangement for AI training purpose? So there are few companies which are also known as FANG companies in the United States, and recently a company has given paid access to all the content for the purpose of AI training, right? For the purpose of AI training. Yes, the correct choice here will be Wikimedia Foundation, which is a subsidiary company of your Wikipedia, right? Next one. India's renewable energy financing institutions are expanding their footprint beyond the domestic boundaries by supporting clean energy projects abroad. Now, this marks a strategic shift towards the global climate finance. Recently, IREDA, Global Green Energy Finance IFSC Limited, which is a subsidiary company of IRDA, right, has sanctioned its first international green energy loan for which project? For which project? Now, this question can be there in your general awareness section, right? Not in your finance part, but in your general awareness section in the finance current affairs. Perfect. Option A is the correct choice here. Option A is the correct choice here, right? Next one. Sustained capital inflows are often interpreted as reflection of investor confidence in the economic fundamentals. What was the total FDI inflow attracted by India over the past 6 months as reported recently by Reserve Bank of India? What was the total FDI inflow data over the past 6 months? Perfect. It was option A, 51 billion USD, right? 51 billion USD. But just before your examination, you have to read the recent data, right? It will be outdated by the time your examination will be there. But you need to understand how the questions are being asked in the examination, right? Okay, long-term pension planning initiative increasingly aim to increase the saving behavior, incorporate the saving behavior from an early age. In line with this approach, detailed operational guidelines have been issued for a pension-linked product, which scheme has been notified through detailed guidelines for this particular purpose. So we have seen that RBI has released a detailed guideline related to, yes, NPS Vatsalya Scheme Guidelines 2025. RBI has released recently the detailed guidelines related to this scheme now. Cross-border payment inefficiencies and reliance on the intermediary currencies have prompted decisions on the alternative settlement mechanism? Who has proposed linking the CBDC of BRICS to facilitate smoother cross-border transaction? Which organization has actually facilitated linking the CBDCs of the BRICS nations to facilitate smoother cross-border transaction? None other than Reserve Bank of India only. Okay, option B. So this was also a part of January finance current affairs session. Particularly, I think in the third week we discussed this particular news, right? In the third week we discussed this news. Next one. Tell me the data of core sector output growth year on year basis in December 2025. So here you need to tell me the percentage growth of India's core sector output. Now guys, three types of data you have to remember for the examination. The recent month ka data just before your examination, the financial year closure ka data, and in case if the data is having a sudden increase and or decline, you need to also know about the reasons of that sudden increase or decline, because usually these kind of things are in the limelight and that's why we need to know them. The correct choice here will be option C, 3.7%. Okay, 3.7% is the correct choice here. Very good, everyone. Option C. Next one. Acha, can you guys tell me the revised PSL target for small finance bank as a percentage of ANBC? So recently RBI has revised the PSL norms as well. We will be soon discussing the PSL norms as well. Now this update came way before, related to the small finance bank, right? Related to the small finance bank. So what is the revised PSL target for small finance bank as a percentage of ANBC? 60%, right? 60%. अच्छा, पहले क्या हुआ करता था? What was the target before this upgrade? Before this update, what was the target earlier? It used to be 75%. Now it is 60%. Okay, now it is 60%. Very good. Next one. What is the amount approved by the World Bank for the healthcare reforms in the West Bengal? The international financial institution continuously support the state level reforms. So recently World Bank has announced the amount for supporting the healthcare program in the West Bengal. What was the amount? The amount was USD 286 million, right? Acha, tell me the date from which the implementation will be there related to the RBI Integrated Ombudsman Scheme 2026. So recently only RBI has released a revised Integrated Ombudsman Scheme 2026, consolidating all the previous stuff, plus they have also amended some of the provisions. So what will be the date from which this scheme is going to be implemented? So the scheme is going to be implemented from 1st July 2026. Okay, 1st of July 2026, the scheme is going to be implemented. Okay, option A here is the correct choice. 1st of July 2026. Next one. To supplement existing government health benefits, an optional insurance product has been introduced for a specific beneficiary group. The policy expands the coverage while remaining aligned with the public healthcare system. What is the name of this newly launched insurance plan? So guys, this was a part of your extra finance current affairs. I have given you guys this question as a homework, right? This finance current affair as a homework. The correct answer is Paripurna Mediclaim Ayush Bima. Okay, please do check the third week finance current affairs session. This was covered in the extra concepts. Next one, the public sector banks are increasingly leverage shared digital infrastructure to optimize their cost and upgrade the payment capabilities as well. A recent collaboration reflects this trend in the UPI ecosystem. The NPCI Beam Service Limited will be providing the UPI payment technology to which public sector bank? To which public sector bank? So this was also a recent collaboration in the month of January 2026 only. It was Canara Bank. Very good. Option C is the correct one. Next question. Can you tell me the GDP growth rate that World Bank has projected for India for the financial year 2026? What is the revised GDP projection, GDP growth rate, which World Bank has projected for India for financial year 2026? That's 7.2. Very good, everyone. Option D, 7.2. And can you also tell me the GDP growth rate estimate of IMF? It was 7.3%. Okay, 7.3%. So if I talk about World Bank, it's 7.2%. And if we talk about the IMF, it is at 7.3%. Okay. Next one. To support exporters and improve the competitiveness in the global market, a financial support mechanism has been operationalized as a part of a broader export promotion framework. What is the nature of financial support provided under the Niryat Protsahan component of the export promotion mission? So we do have an export promotion mission. In that we do have Niryat Protsahan as a component, right? As a component. What kind of financial support is been provided in the Niryat Protsahan? Credit guarantee cover, interest subvention, export insurance subsidy, capital subsidy for the exporters, or foreign exchange hedging support? The correct answer is very good. Interest subvention, right? Interest subvention is what? Provided in the Niryat Protsahan we discussed yesterday only. Acha, also tell me the rate of interest subvention fixed under the Niryat Protsahan. Can be important. What is the rate which is fixed in this scheme? The rate which is fixed in this particular scheme is 2.75%, right? 2.75%. So yesterday only I told you that if you are getting an interest rate of 10%, you'll be getting a subsidy of 2.75% here, right? So your net interest expense will be 7.25% something. Acha, also tell me the capping of this particular benefit. What is the maximum benefit cap per MSME exporter during the financial year 2026 under this scheme? Because it's not like that you will be taking a loan of 100 crore and you will be getting this benefit. Definitely the benefit is there, but only up to a particular capping. A capping is there. Can be important again for the examination. So 25, 40 lakhs, 1 crore, 75 lakhs or 50 lakhs. What do you think? Not sure? Okay. Perfect. Here the correct answer, guys, is option E, 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh rupees is the correct choice. So yesterday only we discussed the rate of subvention here is 2.75% and the benefit capping is at 50 lakh rupees per MSME exporter, right? So if you are an MSME exporter, then you will be getting the benefit only up to 50 lakh rupees, not more than that. Okay, not more than that. Next one. What is the primary benefit provided to the MSMEs through the TREDS platform? So we do have trades platform. What is the primary benefit of it? Now this is not at all a finance current affair question. Rather, it is a static portion of your syllabus, right? But there was a finance current affairs related to this, and that's why I have covered this particular static concept as well. Yes, payment received, payment against receivables before the actual due date. So let's suppose I'm about to get the payment from my debtors after 6 months or after 3 months. I can get it discounted right now, right? I can get that discounted right now. That's what discounting is all about. Why? Because I immediately need the money. So recently, a trade receivable discounting system platform has declared an interim dividend, right? And this is going to be the first dividend declared by the trade receivables discounting system platform. So which platform has recently declared the dividend in India for the first time? For the first time. Not so important, but definitely I can say that you can mark this as well for your preparation later on, right, in your revision. Because this is the very first time. This is the very first time that a company has declared a dividend. The correct choice here is option A, RXIL. Okay, RXIL is the correct choice. Next one. Compliance requirements for the export transactions include timely submission of documentation to the authorized dealer. Can you guys tell me within what period of time must the export declaration forms be submitted for export of the services? For the export of the services, I'm not talking about goods, I'm talking about services. Within what time period must the export declaration form will be submitted as per the newly released directions of Reserve Bank of India? So RBI has released the new directions related to the export import. So 15, 30, 45, 60, 90, what do you think, guys, will be the correct choice here? The correct choice here, guys, will be 30 days. Okay, for the services, it is 30 days from the end of the invoice month. So let's suppose January is the end of the invoice month. So within 30 days, you need to file the export declaration form here. Okay, next one. The foreign exchange regulation prescribes time limit for realization of the export proceeds to ensure the external sector discipline. These timelines are subject to certain extensions and condition. What is the typical maximum time allowed for realization of the export proceeds? Let's suppose you have exported something out of India. Now within what time duration you need to realize those export proceeds can be very, very important for your examination, and we have covered it multiple times. Okay, earlier also we have covered it multiple times in different sessions. So this was a part of the recent trade relief. The correct answer here is yes. The correct answer here is 15 months. Okay, 15 months. 15 months. So very good, Akanksha, Vivek, perfect. 15 months is the correct choice, option D. And this can be definitely important for your examination as well. Okay. Next one. Entities operating in specialized financial jurisdiction require regulatory approvals before offering any kind of payment service. A recent in-principle approval marked a first for a regulatory specific category of the authorized dealer, right? So this was the authorized dealer 2 financial institution entity. This was the AD category 2 entity, which is the first one to obtain a PSP approval at the GIFT IFSC. So this is the first entity which is now eligible for the PSP activities and it is a AD category 2 entity. EBIX Cash World Money is the name of the entity, right? Option B is the correct one. Option B is the correct one. Perfect. Next one. Multilateral development banks continue to support state level infrastructure and water security initiatives in India. A recent approval targets climate resilience and water conservation efforts. Which state is the beneficiary of the World Bank approved Jal Sanrakshit project assistance of 5,700 crore? Haryana, right? Option C, Haryana. Next one. Can you also tell me the amount of equity infusion which is now approved by the Union Cabinet? This is a equity infusion in SEBI, right? This will be done in SEBI, which is also an all India financial institution. What will be the amount of equity infusion which is recently approved by Union Cabinet? The amount is 5,000 crore, right? And this will be done in the 3 installments, in 3 tranches this will be done. It's not like that the government is going to inject 5,000 crore directly in one shot. In 3 installments this will be injected, right? Next one. According to the recent RBI data, States consolidated fiscal deficit widened to what percentage of GDP in financial year 2025? So recently RBI released the states consolidated financial deficit number as well on the website, and this is for the financial year 2025. So what was the fiscal deficit? And it was in the uptrend, right? Earlier we used to have 3%. As of now we are having 3.3%. As of now we are having 3.3%. So option E is the correct choice here. Okay, perfect. Option E here is the correct choice, 3.3%. Next one. Fiscal support mechanism from the central government can influence borrowing behavior of the states. Certain schemes encourage the higher capital spending while affecting the deficit indicator. What was the key driver behind the widening of the state's fiscal deficit? We have seen that the state's fiscal deficit is up. Earlier it used to be 3%, now it is 3.3%. And I always tell you guys, don't just remember the data, always try to understand the reason of such an increase, right? We need to know the driving reason as well. What reason is actually driving the data? So because of the higher borrowing by the states, very good. Option C, higher borrowing by the states. This data is now at 3.3%. Also tell me the capital expenditure estimate for the financial year 2026. I'm talking about the estimate, okay, not about the data of financial year 2025. This is regarding the financial year 2026. Capital expenditure plays a crucial role in the long-term growth and infrastructure development of any country. States have continued to prioritize such spending in their budgetary plan. So what is the capital expenditure level projected for financial year 2026 as a percentage of GDP? As a percentage of GDP. The correct choice here is 3.2%, okay, 3.2%. So the fiscal deficit data is 3.3% as of now. The planned capital expenditure for financial year 2026 estimation is 3.2%, just 0.1% short of the fiscal deficit, okay. Next one. To improve the timeliness and accuracy of macroeconomic indicators, India is expanding the data sources used for the GDP estimation. So yesterday only we were discussing about this news, right? Now India is incorporating more high frequency administrative datasets as well. Which datasets are proposed to be included in India's quarterly GDP estimates? One was GST, right? One was GST. Another was e-Vahan data. Third was the natural gas consumption data, right? Natural gas consumption data. So option E here is the correct choice. Option E here will be the correct choice, guys. Right? Next one. India's digital public infrastructure is increasingly being adopted internationally. A pilot initiative is planned to test cross-border applicability of the domestic payment system. In which country UPI is going to be tested during financial year 2026, particularly in the January month of financial year 2026, the trial has been already started. It is none other than Japan. Perfect. Option B. Next one can be important definitely for your examination. International regulatory cooperation is essential for supervision of globally integrated financial markets. RBI has recently entered into an information sharing agreement. So this was an information sharing agreement with a foreign regulatory authority, with which entity RBI has recently signed a memorandum of understanding in January 2026 for the cooperation and exchange of information. The easiest question, yes, European Securities and Market Authority, right? European Securities and Market Authority. And can you also tell me, this is regarding the information sharing arrangement between both the countries regarding what? Regarding what? Regarding what? Central counterparties, right? Regarding the central counterparties. Regarding the central counterparties. So RBI has entered into an agreement with the European Security Market Authority for sharing information and foreign regulatory authority. So this will definitely bring more and more control, right? And this is for the central counterparties. We have studied this one in detail in yesterday's session. So guys, tell me this one. Recently RBI filed a discussion paper proposing resuming of the fresh licenses for which category of the bank? It was on a pause from a long time, and recently only RBI in the discussion paper proposes resuming the fresh licenses for which category of the bank? The correct choice here is urban cooperative banks, right? UCBs, urban cooperative banks. Next one, foreign exchange regulation governing imports have been tightened to manage risk related to the advance payments, right? A specific category of the remittances has been restricted under the new framework. So in the new framework, RBI has actually banned what for the bullion imports under the revised forex rules? RBI has banned the advance remittances, right? RBI has actually banned the advance remittances, right? So guys, that's all from my end for today. Thank you so much for watching the session. And for those who are going to prepare for RBI Grade B examination 2026, you can check out our paid course as well. This is the AIR's 101 mentorship batch. Okay guys, So thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon in the next session. Perfect, guys. Perfect. So thank you so much, everyone. Glad to see that you guys are all covering the finance current affairs, right? As most of you guys are able to answer the questions, that's always a good thing, right? So इसको साथ साथ में ही प्रिपेयर करना है आप लोगों को, बैकलॉग बिल्कुल भी नहीं छोड़ना है यहाँ पे, right? Otherwise it will be very difficult to cover after 2-3 months. Okay? सो हमको वीकली सेशंस में हमेशा ऐसे एक्टिव रहना है, एमसीक्यू सेशंस में भी एक्टिव रहना है, ताकि लास्ट में you guys won't be facing any kind of pressure. Okay, so thank you so much. Take care, guys. See you soon in some other video.